So here's the web config file inside of secret folder in our Rich Clients sample application that we've been looking at. And in the web config file, you notice that what I've done is I've changed the authorization in this web config of my secret folder. This is the folder that I'm protecting with user logins. And I've changed that authorization section to say allow roles teachers. So what that means is it's assumed that I'm going to have a role called teachers. And then right underneath that it says deny users asterisk, which means deny everyone. What this turns out to accomplish is that if someone logs in and they're one of the members of the role teachers, they'll be allowed into my secret folder, into this content. Anyone else, even if they're logged in, if they're not a member of the teacher's role, they're not going to be allowed to see the content in this folder. So the method to create roles is pretty simple. We can go to the project pull down of Visual Studio, go back to that ASP.NET web configuration tool, pardon me, go to security, go to enable roles. Now I've already enabled roles here, so it says disable or create, but yours, if you have not created a role yet, will say enable roles. And when you click that, it will turn to this kind of an interface. So I'm going to go in here and create or manage roles. See, I already have one role, but I'm going to create another one. And I'm going to call this one students. I'm going to add role. Now you see that it's added that role here. Here's my other role called teachers. I'm going to manage students, and that means that what I'm going to do now is, since students doesn't have any users in it yet, I'm going to add some users. So let's click manage. And I know I have a user named Greg, so I'm going to click on the G to get that user to show up, and there he is. And I'm going to click user is in role in the box. And Greg is now in the students role. So let's go back into our application. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back into our application, and I'm going to change this security from allow roles teachers to allow roles students. And we'll save it. And now let's try to go to this secret formula content, view that in the browser. And it should send us to a login page, which it does, because we have to log in as somebody before we can get there. Now I'm going to log in as Karen first. And when I log in as Karen, you can see it doesn't take me to my page. It just shows me the login page again. Now this is the default behavior of this ASP.NET template. We haven't really configured it any differently. But now I'm going to log off as Karen, and I'm going to go back to my website, try to view secret formula in the browser, and I'm going to log in this time as Greg. And remember, Greg was a student. He was in that student role, so see, he can now see the secret formula for rocket fuel. And that's the simplest way to use roles in your ASP.NET application.